All right, so if you're in or around Uxbridge and driving school is on your mind, you have definitely come to the right place. We're going to break down how to pick a school that's not just about passing a test, but about setting you up for a lifetime of safe driving. Let's jump right in. And this really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? What is the real goal here? Is it just about checking a box and getting that license? Or is it about becoming a truly safe, confident driver who's ready for anything the road throws at them? Honestly, how you answer that one question changes everything. Okay, first things first, let's talk about Uxbridge itself. Because let's be real, learning to drive here is a whole different ballgame compared to, say, downtown Toronto. You've got this wild mix of rural roads, busy town streets, and then bam, you're merging onto a major highway. It's a unique set of challenges, and your driver training has to be built for that reality. And this is the reality of driving around here, isn't it? We're talking 4 distinct seasons, which means you have to deal with black ice, slush, and those giant snowbanks that make intersections so tricky. One minute, you're on a quiet country road. The next, you're navigating pedestrians downtown. And of course, there's the big stuff, merging onto the 401 or the 407. Plus, the surprise guests, like a deer jumping out on a back road. A great driving school has to prepare a new driver for all of this, not just the stuff on the test. So you can see the challenge is way bigger than just acing your G2 test. And this brings us to a really fundamental issue in driver education, one that's super relevant for all of us in the Uxbridge area. The source material calls this the practice gap. Think about it like this. The government sets a minimum number of hours for training. But is the bare minimum really enough to build those gut instincts you need on the road? Often, the answer is no. There's this huge gap between what's required on paper and the high-quality real-world practice you need to be truly safe. And this quote from a Young Drivers of Canada report just nails it. The graduated licensing system we have in Ontario, it's good, don't get me wrong, it helps. But, and this is a big but, it is not a substitute for tons of high-quality, supervised practice, especially practice that gets harder and harder over time. That's the secret sauce right there. Okay, so the big question is, how do you find a school that actually helps you close that practice gap? Well, we've boiled it all down into a simple checklist. Think of this as your personal tool for sizing up any driving school you're looking at. Let's run through it real quick. First, is it an MTO-approved course? That's non-negotiable for insurance discounts and an earlier road test. Next, what are they actually teaching? Is it all about real collision avoidance skills or just memorizing the test route? Big difference. Are the lessons structured to build on each other? And this one's huge. Do they give you any tools to help with practice between lessons? And finally, is the pricing totally clear? You need to know exactly what you're paying for. All right, now that we've got our checklist, let's actually put it to work. We're going to use Young Drivers of Canada as a case study based on the source material to see how a program can be designed to tick all of these boxes. This table lays out the 2 different philosophies perfectly. On the left, you've got the test prep mindset. It's all about learning the test route, mastering a 3-point turn, meeting the minimum hours. The goal? Pass the test. But now look at the right side, the collision avoidance mindset. This is about spotting trouble before it happens, practicing what to do in a real emergency, and actively closing that practice gap. The goal here is completely different: lifelong safety. So what does collision avoidance actually look like when you're behind the wheel? Well, it's these specific life-saving skills. It's knowing how to slam on the brakes in an emergency without losing control. It's feeling a skid start on an icy road and knowing exactly how to correct it. These are the skills that make all the difference when something unexpected happens on Lake Ridge Road or Highway 12. Hey, remember that point on our checklist about tools for practice? This is a perfect example of where technology can really help. An app like this helps structure those supervised driving sessions with your parents. So instead of just driving around aimlessly, you're working on specific skills. It's a super smart way to actively close that practice gap. So here's a quick comparison based on the publicly available info for a few local schools. You can see right away there are some differences, especially in curriculum focus and how transparent they are with details. Young Drivers, for example, really emphasizes its collision avoidance program and has very clear pricing, which directly addresses several points on our checklist. Okay, we've done a lot of analysis. So what do you actually do with all this information? Let's get practical. Here's a clear, actionable plan to get you from making a decision to your very first lesson. Let's talk numbers. The starting point for the full MTO-approved beginner driver education course is listed at just under $1,600.
It's important to see this not just as the price of lessons, but really as the foundational investment in a complete safety program that includes the online learning and those 10 crucial hours of in-car training.
And you can build from there. You can bundle in a road test package to make life easier, or, and this is so relevant for Uxbridge drivers, you can add on specialized training, like dedicated highway or winter driving modules. This lets you customize the training to a driver's specific needs and your family's biggest concerns. So the path forward is pretty straightforward. First, know your timeline and what you want to achieve. Then, pick the package that fits. Pro tip, book early, because these spots can fill up fast. But hey, pay close attention to steps 4 and 5. Don't just cram your lessons together. You have to intentionally schedule them with space in between for that all-important supervised practice, and have a plan for where you're going to drive. And this is a perfect example of what a smart practice plan looks like. You start local, right? Downtown streets, school zones. Then you graduate to the bigger regional roads with higher speeds, like Brock Street or Lake Ridge. And finally, you start practicing on those commuter routes and getting comfortable with highway ramps. See how it builds progressively? That is how you build real confidence and close that practice gap for good.
Which brings us right back to where we started. The choice of a driving school is so much more than just getting a piece of plastic for your wallet. It's a decision that sets the tone for decades of driving. So as you make your choice, ask yourself this one last time: what are you really preparing for?